is in God's thoughts and in His heart.
I love it. Will you say it again?
I said the purpose for me coming here was so that you could understand that even though we don't come all the time, that you're always in our hearts and in our thoughts.
Hey, well, listen, you do great as it is. Nobody could be doing better, honey. No, you're not short.
I'm not short. I am short. I wear 3-inch heels, so I'm not short.
What is Corrine wearing? Patricia, what is Corrine wearing?
She's wearing a black dress.
What?
She's wearing a black dress with
A black dress?
a black dress with
Oh, nice.
with
Black rose.
a black rose on it on the collar, and a light blue scarf wrapped around the neck.
Nice.
Yes, and 4-inch heels, boots with gold around the ankle and gold studs around
Oh.
the ankle, the top.
Phil, is she beautiful?
Oh, he went out again.
And I'm wearing a wool coat with an Aurora Borealis collar.
Oh, wow.
I used to live in Alaska.
You did?
Yes, and I loved it.
You did?
Yes. I saw polar bears out on the icebergs and the Antarctica.
And what years were those?
Let me see. Was before or after? I think it was 87. Yeah.
And how long did you live up there?
Not long, about 2 years.
Oh, that's nice. And you loved it?
I certainly did. I lived in Anchorage, Alaska, which isn't as cold as the rest of them. Anchorage, Alaska is like Pittsfield, the weather there. The only difference is that the mountains in Alaska and the snowbanks are a lot larger. I was driving a Datsun B210 and I slipped and went into one of their snowbanks and it covered my whole car so that nobody even knew I was in there.
Ooh.
And I prayed and thanked God that I had a standard and I rocked the sucker right out of there.
How long?
How long did it take me? About 20 minutes.
Wow. Close call, huh?
Well, I've had those experiences many times, like when I lived in Oregon. We were going over the Willamette Rav. What the heck is the name of that river? Willamette River, okay? And they never got snow there, but this particular time I was on my way to school, to college, and I went up over the bridge and I slid on the ice and it was going right towards going into the river.
Woohoo!
And I knew enough not to step on the brake. And I was praying like there was no tomorrow, and the car spun around and stopped. And guess what I did?
What?
I got out of the car and left it there, and I went home and called the police. And I was so shaken up that I couldn't drive it. So the police had to go up and get the car out of there.
Wow, what an experience.
Yeah. It was a scary dude moment.
And did you say the psalm?
I was saying everything. Scientific statement of being, the Lord's Prayer, the 23rd Psalm. In the 23rd Psalm, I always used to think that it meant something different, where it says, the Lord is your shepherd, you shall not want. The Lord maketh you to lie down in green pastures. The Lord restoreth your soul. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, For thou art with me, thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me. I used to think that it meant when you were dying, but it doesn't mean that. It's the material existence that you walk in the shadow of death. Matter isn't real. The material existence is
Did
an
you walk through
enigma.
mortal thoughts?
It isn't the spiritual universe. So that's what it meant when it said, "Yea, though I walk through the shadow of the valley of death." The shadow is the material existence, whereas in the 91st Psalm, the shadow is inseparable companionship from God.
Oh.
So that's what was meant by it, and I always used to think that it meant when you're dying, but it don't mean that. We're all dead in Adam, we all become alive in Christ.
Are your hands cold?
Wow, that is pretty cool.
What's that?
Your gloves.
Your mittens. Your gloves.
Oh.
Is your hand cold? Is that why
Yeah,
you're putting them on?
a woman hand crocheted 17 pairs of these to go with all the costumes.
You have 17 pairs of those?
Yeah, 17 pairs of crocheted gloves. Are these green?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. And then she did red ones and purple ones and blue ones. But wait, we got, did you finish, Corinne?
Yeah.
Did you finish?
Yes, I did.
And the little Eskimo boy is sitting in the igloo with his Eskimo daddy. Okay, wait a minute, please. Hello.
Hi, Glenn. How you doing?
Oh, hi, Maddie. Are you going to be available in about an hour and a half?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, then can I call you then?
Absolutely.
That's so nice of you to call me now.
No problem. Talk to you later.
Maddie,
Yes.
say hello to Patricia Blanchett from Pittsfield.
Hello.
Hi, sister. How are you?
I'm doing good.
Now say hello to Corinne Banker from Pittsfield.
Hello, Corrine. Nice to see you.
Hi, Maddie. Nice to hear from you as well.
And say hello to Wayne Collins from Pittsfield.
Hi, Wayne. How are you?
Fine, thank you. Hi, Maddie.
And your
Hi.
friend Phil Eddy is here also.
Hi, Phil.
Hi.
Okay.
Sounds like we're having a big talk.
Yes, take care, honey.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Sorry. Hello. Hello.
Hello, Glendora. It's Suzanne McCormick.
Oh, hi, Suzanne.
Yeah, I called you this morning early.
I got it. I got the whole message there.
Good,
And
good.
thank you for
Yeah.
calling. Now, thank you for calling. Now, say hello to Corinne Banker from Pittsfield, and this is Suzanne McCormick, Corinne.
Hi, Susan McCormick.
Yeah, hello, Corinne.
And now say hello to Patricia Blanchett from
Yeah.
Pittsfield.
Hello, Patricia.
Hello.
And now say hello to Wayne Collins from Pittsfield.
Oh, all right. Hello, Wynn.
Hello, Suzanne.
Wayne Collins, honey.
And Susan.
Hey.
Susan, my
Okay.
name is Corinne, not Corinne. Like everybody
All right,
calls it.
excuse me. She likes it pronounced Corrine, dear.
Oh, Corinne. Right. Okay.
My error.
Good. Well,
And
so you have visitors right now.
say hello to Phil Eddy.
Hi.
Hi, Phil.
Yeah. All right, give Suzanne a round of applause, everybody.
What? All right. Well,
I'll talk to you later.
Suzanne is the one that has the court case, right? With all the...
She's the one, her husband left her
Yeah.
$100 million, and the lawyers stole it, the court stole it, and the bank stole it. I wanted to know about Patricia Blanchett. Did you live in North Carolina or South Carolina?
I lived in South Carolina.
And then how come you have the connection with New York? Did you grow up in New York or what?
She don't have no connection with New
Oh,
York.
I have a daughter that lives in New York, in Spencertown, New York.
Well, did you live in New York? I mean, in South Carolina.
Yes, I did. In Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. Yes, I did.
Glendora, do you know where Patricia was born?
No.
I was born in England.
Oh, yeah, in England. Yes, I do know that. Thank you. So you were born in England, and then how did you happen to go to the United States?
My
Because your mother and father went.
yeah, my brother had been diagnosed with bronchitis, and the doctor told him that if he didn't get to a drier climate, that he might not live too much longer, because he used to aspirate every time, the damp weather. So he had to get to a drier climate. And so our relatives in United States sponsored us to come over to this country, and found us a place to live, and a job for my father, and my brother. He did very well once he came over to this country. He recovered from his supposed illness. But when he went back over to England at one point, he did get sick again, but God was good, and he got through it all.
How old was your brother when he came over?
My brother, he must have been 7,
Oh, okay.
and I was 6.
Is he still with us?
Yes, he lives in Florida.
Mm-hmm.
He lives in Florida, and I lived in Florida too. Yes,
Mm-hmm.
at one point.
I knew one of Pat's aunts, one of the aunts that helped bring her over.
Yes, she helped sponsor me.
Yeah, I knew that aunt.
Yes, Nancy Mills.
Yes, I knew her.
Well, thank you for bringing that up, Wayne.
Yes.
And now, Wayne, what was the closest call? Did you ever have a close call the way Corinne did?
Well, I had an unpleasant thing happen Christmas morning after I came out of church and made the turn from East Housatonic Street onto Appleton Avenue. It was very slippery, and all of a sudden the car went out of control.
Ooh!
Fortunately, nothing was coming, and I thought the car was going to spin right around, and I thought, well, here it is, I'm just going to go with it. And it went like to a 90-degree angle, and then the next thing I knew, I was back in my own lane.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Wow!
Power of God.
Oh God.
Sure.
Yeah.
Was there no other traffic?
Not at that point, no.
How fortunate.
And we had a lot of accidents that day, too, in Pittsfield.
Well, Phil, tell him about your accident.
Phil.
I guess he went out
He
again.
went out again.
Well, he had an accident, and he had to go down a detour because there was an accident on the road that he was on.
Mm-hmm.
So he had to take a detour, and then he slid down the hill and slid into another car.
And that was only a couple of weeks ago.
That was on the Sunday of that storm.
Wow.
And his car was totaled. Now he has a new car.
Mm-hmm.
And the other 2 people in the other car were not hurt. But Phil was injured. Kidney and the seat belt injured him. The thing that was supposed to protect him injured him.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I started to tell you about the little boy Eskimo is sitting in the eagle with his Eskimo daddy, and his Eskimo daddy is reading him nursery rhymes. And the Eskimo daddy says, "Little Jack Horner sat in a corner." And the little Eskimo boy said, "Daddy, what's a corner?"
Yeah, 'cause
Do
the
you get it,
igloo-
Corinne?
yes.
Yeah.
Well, everything is in an eagle
Yeah,
is round,
eagle.
right?
Right.
Yeah.
There are no corners.
That's right. That's like something that just happened to me because I didn't understand. Somebody called me and said, "I'm having difficulties with, I have no heat, and I have to pay a lot of money to get the air conditioning system." And I'm thinking to myself, why the heck would you need air conditioning system for heat? Don't they have radiators? So I said to her, I said, well, don't, not thinking, of course, because I live in Massachusetts and I have radiators. So I said to her, I said, well, why do you need an air conditioning system for heat? She said, we live in Myrtle Beach. We don't have a basement. We don't have oil. I said, oh, geez, that's
Well,
right.
even
She started laughing.
The thing I have is central cooling. So depending on which way I set it, I get air conditioning through the registers or get heat through the registers.
So you have that same thing?
Mhm.
Is it cheaper than oil or
No,
gas?
I use oil. It runs
Oh.
by oil.
Oh, okay.
You okay?
Oh, I'm fine.
Oh,
Of course she's fine.
Thank you.
You're, yeah,
But
so,
the cooling comes through the same pipes as the heat. But
Yeah.
when you heat, you use oil.
well, back in the day when we were going through the Depression, we were going through the Depression. We had no heat whatsoever. And
You went through the Depression, honey?
Yeah, we went through the Depression.
I
had
did
a
from
baby.
19
He was only 5 months old.
1929 to 1930
Well, anyways,
to 1940.
Jason was just 5 months old and we had no heat. I called my father, who was divorced from my mother, and asked if he would give me $115 so my son wouldn't get taken away because we had no heat. And Hackman came down and said, you get heat or that child's going. I asked my father and he said no. And I couldn't believe it. So I put Jason in a snowsuit and put mittens on him, and I put a hat on him, and I put him in his jolly jumper, and he would jump all day in that jolly jumper, and if you took him out, he would scream. He didn't even want to get out of the jolly jumper to eat.
Oh, yeah.
So anyways, Mrs. Hackman was going to come down and take him away from me. And I was going with a very nice man, and he said, well, come over and stay with me at my house, and when she leaves, after 5 o'clock, you can go back to your house. And that's exactly what I did. And that just disappeared. And then we finally, my good boyfriend, who then I married, he gave the money to get the heat on. And he barely had money himself. So love did prevail. I think that was fantastic.
Yes. Yes, indeed. What do you think, Wayne?
Yes, it was fantastic.
What do you think, Patricia?
Yes, it was. In England, we heated by the fireplaces. You had more than one fireplace in the house. In each room, you had a fireplace, and it would heat the house. That's how we heated the homes in England. I remember that.
Yeah, we on Turner Avenue had one of those little burners too.
Well, this wasn't a burner. This was just a real fireplace. In each room, they had a fireplace,
Yeah.
and they would heat with the fireplace. Yeah, that's
As
how
much as we had trials and tribulations on Turner Avenue, I loved living there. I never wanted to leave. But God moves us forward.
Yes, it does.
It's called our comfort zone. We don't want to give up where we used to live.
Yes.
We have to, and to give up your comfort zone is actually progress. Because we
Uh-huh.
do progress.
Right, Wayne?
Yes.
Yes.
We want to hold on to the past, or we want to hold on to that old home, or we want to hold on to something, and
Well, I think that's natural.
yeah.
Would you like to hear one of the closest calls I had?
Yes.
Okay. You know the stoop outside my door that she just came in?
Yes.
The concrete stoop?
Mm-hmm.
I was standing there, and in front of me was a recycle bin, okay? A metal plastic recycle bin, you know, Wayne? You know what I mean, Patricia?
Yes.
All right. And between me and the bin, honey, was 2 feet. Got it? I'm standing on the concrete, and there's 2 feet between me and the bin.
Yeah.
As I stood there, I heard a rumble and the most tremendous crash, and it was 2 feet from me, and it was a block of ice this big.
Wow.
That's how close it came.
Oh my goodness.
Holy.
That's how close it came, honey.
That was the power of God.
Yeah, that would have been instant death, really.
Wow.
Yeah, well, God protected you by his steadfast power.
Yes, he did.
You're a beautiful woman.
Well, now, Patricia, what's your middle name?
Helen. My middle name is Helen. My dad wanted to have it Helen Patricia, but my mom insisted it had to be Patricia Helen.
And Wayne's middle name is Arnold.
Yes, that was my grandfather's name on my father's side.
And what's your middle name, Corrine?
My middle name is Lynn, but when I got my name, my mother named me Maureen, and my father made fun of me and said, because I was born jaundice, and he said, "Oh yeah, look at her, Maureen Fawn Drake," meaning that I looked like a Chinaman. And my mother was so mad at him that she changed the L to a C for Corrine. That's how I ended up with my name.
I don't think he should have, do you?
No, he shouldn't have, but I'm glad that he did. Cause,
Oh, you're glad that he did?
yeah,
So it
because
was-
I like Corrine better
So
than
it was
Maureen.
Laureen?
Laureen. Lorrine.
Oh, you like Corrine better.
Yeah, I'm glad that he made fun
And
of
what's
me.
the proper spelling? C-O-R,
Rrine.
one N,
1 N, 2 R's.
and 2 R's.
Yeah.
And
Right.
you said your middle name was what?
Lynn. Corrine Lynn Drake. Back when I was a Drake.
Now, where would you all like to be 1 year from today, January 5th, 2024?
On higher ground than I'm already on.
Now, do you mean physically or spiritually?
Oh, how about both?
Well, I can't have both, so I just will be grateful to be standing on
Would you mind
higher
being
principles.
Would you mind being right where you are now a year from now?
I wouldn't mind being right where I am right now.
I would like it. I think this is nice. What about you, Phil?
Phil,
Mopping seems good.
what'd you say?
Mopping seems good.
Mopping.
He'd like to be mopping 1 year from now.
Oh, okay, Phil. Thank you for doing that.
It means that my strength is back up after the accident. I didn't have any permanent damage. My
And
limbs
you're
work
very humble, which God honors.
well. I'm easily entertained.
Me too.
Some people pay for yoga to meditate or whatnot. I can just mop and be happy.
You know what? You can serve God doing anything. Mopping, going to the bathroom, doing your dishes.
Exactly.
Right?
Simply praising Him is a prayer all day long.
Right.
Praise the Creator. So what time is it, friends?
Oh, okay, I'll tell you. Hey, Google, what time is it, please?
12:54 p.m.
12:54 p.m. Google, bring your audio up to 10, would you please?
There's a big clock right in back of you. friend.
What'd you say, Wayne?
There's a big clock on the wall there too.
Okay.
I didn't hear you, but that's all right.
Yes, a big clock. You've got a big clock on the wall over there.
And what does it say?
It says 1:55.
Is that accurate?
Yes,
It is?
No, it's 12:55.
12:55.
Yes.
Yes, 5 of 1.
What's it take, Corinne? 40 minutes?
Yeah, about that.
And you come straight over 20, do you?
I do.
Yeah. And the roads are okay, huh?
The roads are perfect.
Boy,
Yep.
that was a dangerous thing that Wayne went through with that slipping on the ice. Wow.
Yeah.
And I didn't even know the road was so slippery. You know, I wasn't going fast. I just normally made the turn, and
Well, you see how God protects us.
Yes, that's right. See how God protected you, Wayne?
Boy, he's scrubbing up that floor in that bathroom like there's no tomorrow.
What's he cleaning now, dear?
the bathroom.
The kitchen floor.
Oh, that's good. How's the refrigerator and the freezer?
Well, let me go check.
Good for you.
I'm the investigator.
Hey, Google, call Thrive
That's perfect.
Vegan Restaurant in Pittsfield, Massachusetts on Wacona Street.
Vegan restaurant is. It's on Wacona Street.
Calling Thrive Diner.
Thank you.
Hello, Fred Gunner.
Hi, this is Glendora.
Oh, hi, Glendora.
How are you folks doing?
We're doing pretty well. How are you?
Very good. We have 3 people from Pittsfield over here right now in Nassau.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, cool. What's the biggest thing on the menu that's new?
Oh, our most popular thing on the menu?
Yes.
Oh, let's see. We have a few. Tacos are a big one. Everyone loves their tacos. We have about
Oh, that's good.
different. Yeah, we got like 7 different kinds of tacos, so those are fun.
I'm glad you keep it going. My goodness, you keep it going.
Yeah.
Our vegan, we have a vegan program. We have a vegan program on 11:30 a.m. every Saturday on Pittsfield Public Access. Channel what, honey?
Channel 13,
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, channel 13.
1301. 1301.
Channel 1301 every Saturday at 11:30 a.m.
All right, wow. Well,
Yeah.
check it out.
Listen, keep it up, honey. You're a really star.
All right, thanks so much, Glendora.
You're welcome. Bye-bye.
All right, bye-bye.
Where were you, Google? Okay.
So,
What is Mr. Bill Banker doing today?
Mr. Bill Banker is working.
Oh, that's right. It's a working day for him.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Yep. He goes to work to eat lunch.
The woman was asked, "Is your husband active in church?" And she says, "Yes. He wiggles, fidgets, and squirms."
He wiggles, fidgets, and squirms.
And the woman says, "I have the most delicious recipe for casserole. I simply mention it, and my husband says, 'Let's eat out.'" And listen to this, everybody. This is going to be a hard one. You really got to concentrate, but if you listen, you'll get it. Lot was warned to take his wife and flee out of the city. She was turned into a pillar of salt. The little girl said, "What happened to the flea?" You get it, hon?
Yeah.
He was warned to take his wife and flee out of the city.
And his wife turned to salt. Well, what happened to the flea?
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I didn't tell you folks that I had my funeral in 2010. Did you know that?
I did.
Your funeral?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who? What the heck?
She wanted to have it while she was still alive and could go.
I wanted to hear what people had to say.
I didn't go.
We weren't in contact with her then.
Unfortunately, I didn't have the joy of knowing you then.
2010. That was
So-
12 years ago.
So it has led to a number of very interesting results. I met a Lutheran minister named Houlihan, and I said, "Do you know Pastor Slater?" And he says, "Yes, I know Pastor Slater." He says to me, do you know him?" I said, "Yes, I know Pastor Slater." And Pastor Houlihan said, "Well, how did you know Pastor Slater?" And I said, "He did my funeral."
Now that's funny. Now you made me laugh for once.
It was worth the trip, honey.
Yeah, that was funny. I like that.
Yeah, that was good.
That was a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And he did a good job, too, I'll tell you.
yeah.
Well, what did he say when you told him that? When he said,
Who Pastor Houlihan?
yeah.
Well, he was surrounded by 6 women from the church, and they all looked pretty aghast. It ended the conversation, I know that. That was the end of it.
Yeah.
Maybe he thought you came back from the dead. You
Okay.
realize how many years that is now since they had that Pittsfield reunion at the Carousel?
That was 2016, you told me.
Yes. Yes. Well, it wasn't, no, it was 2017. I came to see you there in 2016 for the grand opening. And then the next year, 2017, was when they had the reunion day and you were sitting there autographing pictures. And I spent the day at the table assisting you.
Oh, that was a great day, Wayne. That was a great day of companionship. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I bought you that beautiful blanket, and I don't see it. What did you do with it? Last time I came, you had it in front of the door to keep the cold out.
Ah, you don't see your blanket?
Not the one I
Phil?
bought you.
Which one is it?
It's a
Phil?
black and white.
Black and white?
Hey, Phil,
Yeah?
I want to find Corinne's beautiful blanket that she gave me.
Okay. Let me see.
Somebody said you can't put that blanket there. And I think it was Phil, and then I think, where did you take it and protect it, Phil?
I know I didn't take it home and wash it because you told me not to.
And you brought one for Carol, remember, hon?
I'm putting you on the spot, aren't I?
No, you're not. Corinne, you brought one for Carol, remember?
I brought one for both of you.
And mine was green.
No, I think yours was black and hers was green. Yeah. And
No.
the next time I came to visit you, it was in front of the door to keep the cold out.
Say again.
I just told you.
Say it again.
I said, the next time I came to see you, I found it in front of the door, keeping the cold air out.
Yes, and then somebody wouldn't let me do that.
Him? Freddie, no, what's his name?
Phil.
Oh, Phil Eddie. Freddie Eddie. Eddie Freddie. Okay, I'm done.
You found it, Phil?
No.
Not yet, but I will.
No, Phil, you don't have to find it. It was only Kim.
Yes, I would like him to find it, Corinne.
Uh-oh, Phil, you're on the chopping block. I should have shut my mouth.
Corinne, another one, another fluffy blanket is down between the bed and the wall, honey. There's another fluffy blanket, and that's red.
Oh, Glendora, you said you're going to do like 5 Christmas cards each day on your show.
Yeah, 5 or 10.
You know what the next one is on the top of the pile?
Wayne.
Yes.
Yesterday I did Wayne some wonderful thing about
With the encyclopedia?
yeah.
Did you get a Christmas card from Pam this year?
You're in trouble.
Did Pam send you a Christmas card?
Who, dear?
Pam
Knock
Lavin?
down head.
Who?
Pamela.
Yes, I think so.
She
How
did,
many
yeah.
boxes
Okay.
of bedding, it says.
I think I sent you a card too.
That's on it.
Did you want me to show your card?
Yes, you could. It has a card.
Will you help me do it,
Yeah, you
please?
got it right there.
Will you help me show it, huh?
Yeah.
What's that?
Hallmarks.
Oh, okay.
Is this the one with the
Blanket.
cardinal?
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, good.
This is,
Okay, that's nice.
Is it pretty, honey?
yes, dear Glendora, warmest wishes for a happy Christmas and a wonderful New Year.
No.
With my best wishes for good health and blessings in 2023.
She's got
That's
enough
Wayne.
blankets. You don't
That's
need
yours,
to worry
Wayne. Yeah.
about that.
Oh, no, I sent one, that was all.
Find it.
Poor
But I
Bill Eddie's wasting all his time
That's all
looking
right.
for a blanket, Glendora. Glenny.
What, dear?
I said poor Phil is wasting all of his time looking for a blanket.
Oh, no, he knows where it is. He did a great job on that electronics bench. Thank you for
You're
this.
welcome.
Wait, this one is done, Wayne,
Yes.
right? So it goes
I don't
over.
know. I don't know if you did. I don't
It
know
goes
if you
over
did.
here, dear,
But
if it's
God
done.
knows where it is, and you'll find it. God will lead you right to it.
might have to come
Thanks,
around to
it's not
look
there.
and see where mine is.
Now, these are my cards
Yes.
from my dear Corinne.
Uh-huh.
Let me see.
Yes, I think Corinne would be spelled with one N.
Yes, Corinne, right.
What's going on now, Wayne?
Oh, she's trying to find the card she sent you.
Maybe she.
Thank you for that lovely card, Corinne. And thank you, Patricia,
CD
for your
player,
lovely
Dryer
card.
sheets.
Let's see if it's here.
Nope.
I wondered when I saw somebody
What
else's
happens
writing.
when you go through all the boxes and it's not, all right, I won't manifest that. God knows where it is.
It triggers an immediate lie.
What?
Maybe it's one she already did over there in the file.
I know, I would have recognized it.
They're all marked.
Sometimes they
Oh, I don't know. Must
change
have
their
got
own.
mixed up
Some of them
somewhere.
have like
It isn't over there in that pile?
Yeah.
No, I don't think so.
Good way to
She was
store
doing them when
stuff.
we came in.
yeah. And as you go through it, you find stuff that can be combined.
Yeah. What's miscellaneous bedding? Did you look at that one?
This one, yes.
It wasn't in there.
Corinne,
Yes.
I don't know.
you know my prayer for the year 2023 is
I know.
I want myself and all my friends to be the best we can be.
I think God would honor that since He created us that
Oh,
way.
yes. Yes, she autographed one of those for me, and I have it on display in the kitchen.
Yeah, that's cool.
It's not as big as that, of course.
And I love you all.
We love you too.
And April and her brother now have 2 new baby kittens.
Oh,
Who's April?
She is a student at Geneseo State University of New York, and she went to work for me last August.
Oh,
And she came home for Christmas vacation and worked 6 days with me again today. Again this week. Now, do you know who she is, honey?
April.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember
Yeah, her
the
last name is Jacobs,
Yeah.
and she's studying political science.
Uh-huh.
so does Amy come in today?
Amy came in yesterday, and she'll be in tomorrow. Today, no.
Okay, because Amy's the one who had that beautiful healing.
Amy is the one who has a beautiful healing. Tell us about it.
Well, she really gave her head quite a wallop on the car getting in, and when she came in, she was very distraught, and her eyes were watering, and she was shaking and crying, and she didn't know what to do. And you said, well, you're here, you're being paid to work here, and you can do that if you want to, or you can go home. Now, which is it going to be? And she said, I want to go to the doctor. And I started talking and reciting the scientific statement of being, and she had a healing that was essentially instantaneous.
Wayne read the scientific statement of being.
That'll do it every time. You know, 2 + 2 is 4. The scientific statement of being heals.
And I repeated it, and then I started waiting harp strings of the mind, because there sweeps a strain, low, sad, and sweet, whose measures bind the power of pain. And then she stopped experiencing pain.
Awesome. Power of God. And God is glorified in what
What are you
He
doing
created.
now, Glendora?
Did you find it yet, Bill?
Yeah.
You're not going to want to see me come back in.
Hello, and thank you for calling the Christian Science Sentinel Watch telephone line. Press 1 to begin this week's Sentinel Watch broadcast.
Hey there, welcome to Sentinel Watch. I'm David Brown. Calling all children out there. Yes, I'm talking to you. We're all children, in a sense. Children of God, we are told. What does that actually mean? And can you think about that? Being a child, what does that entail? Kind of freedom, a knowledge that we're always being protected by our father and mother? It's a lovely thought to contemplate, and John Tyler has been doing a lot of that. He's a Christian Science practitioner and teacher and our guest on Sentinel Watch today. John, great to talk with you again.
Good to be with you too, David.
Let's talk a little bit about what that means.
He's from Australia, John Tyler.
Yeah. Yeah. I like John Tyler,
You do?
Tony Lobo,
See that?
David Brown.
Do you see that picture there?
Yeah?
And the one that's raised, and it had the two. And
Yeah.
I remember when she was like that on television.
Yeah. She was beautiful. She still is. She hasn't changed.
Glendora, the picture of your mother and father that's right directly across from me, it appears that your father didn't even have gray hair.
No, it was amazing how late it was. I don't remember him ever with anything but black hair, and he died at 78.
Oh,
But mine is all white.
yeah, so is mine.
Oh, yours is all white?
Oh, all white, yes.
Corinne, what color is your hair?
Brownish red.
It's red, yeah.
Red?
It's brownish red.
And Patricia?
Auburn.
Is brownish red auburn, but not quite as light as Corinne's. Mine is a little
Farine is
darker.
more red than
Yeah,
yours,
Corinne is more
yeah.
red. Mine is more brown.
Did you know about the man in the church that had the Bible selling contest? Did you hear that?
Yes.
No,
You want to hear it, Corinne?
of course.
And the man who sold the most Bibles stuttered. He stuttered badly. And the parishioners said, well, what did you say to the people to sell the most Bibles? And he said, I just said, do you want to buy a Bible, or you want me to read it to you?
That's funny. Yeah, sell it to me. I don't want you to read it.
Yeah, right.
That was a good one.
That was good.
You come up with some good ones lately.
Oh, good, Corinne.
You know, if you can make me laugh, they're good.
Tell her about the gas stove.
You can tell him, Wayne.
Oh, a man jumped out of an airplane and his parachute wouldn't open. And he's hurtling down to the ground, and this other man's shooting upward, and the man that's going downward can't get the parachute open is saying to the man who's headed upward, he said, do you know anything about parachutes? The other one said, no, do you know anything about gas stoves?
There was an airplane that was just about to go down to the ground, and 3 people on the airplane. One was the smartest man in the world, another was a Boy Scout, and another was a minister. And there were only 2 parachutes. So the smartest man in the world said, I'm the smartest man in the world, I got a lot to contribute to the world, so I'm going to take one of the parachutes, and he jumped with it. And then the minister said to the boy, well, my life is half over, I've done my work, and you have a whole life in front of you, so you take the other parachute. And the Boy Scout says, you don't have to, the smartest man in the world just took my knapsack and jumped out of the plane.
You know which one is one of my favorites, don't you? The can of peaches.
Oh, okay. See if Corrine likes that one. See if Patricia likes it.
Oh, the little old lady was brought before the judge. The judge said, you were arrested for stealing a can of peaches, and she said, yes, Your Honor. The judge said, how many peaches were in that can? And she said, 6, Your Honor. And the judge said, well, I'm going to have to sentence you to jail 6 days, 1 day for each peach. And the little old man standing next to her, who was obviously her husband, said, may I speak, Your Honor? And the judge said, be brief. The little old man said, she also stole a can of peas. Do you get it?
We get it, but
I told that one at our class
I don't think it's
reunion.
that funny.
I told it, well, yeah, because he wants her to get sentenced a day for each pea in the can.
Yeah, I know, I get that, but
I told that one at our class reunion on behalf of Glendora. And they really laughed. I had to wait for them to stop laughing to continue with the speech.
Do you know what love is?
God.
Or do you know what love is?
Yes?
Yeah.
Do you know whether I'm loving you or whether I'm loving myself? Do you know that? Do you know whether Wayne is loving you or do you know if Wayne is loving himself?
How do you tell?
You know immediately.
Feel like God?
Don't you feel it? Don't
Yes?
you know it?
Yes?
Don't you know whether I am loving you or whether I'm
Oh,
loving
yes,
myself?
yes.
Now, where do you learn to love? From your
your
mother's arms.
Yeah.
That's where you learn to love.
That's from God's arms. I just read something about that. About this woman who was having difficulties and she was praying, and her husband made her a cup of tea and knew that she was studying for healing, and he just attended to her and attended to all the needs of the house. And at the end of her praying, she said to God, she said, I would just like to pray and thank you for my loving husband. And God said to her, that was me loving you.
Oh, very nice.
That was beautiful.
That's,
Because her husband, that was God loving her through his idea.
yes, indeed.
So every good word and every good deed what we do is God loving.
And that's how you know who God is. God is love. And how do you know who God is? Because you know who love is because you found that out from your mother's arms.
Mm-hmm.
So that's how you know the substance of God. The word God really throws people off. They stop listening to you.
And
But
that's why
when you use one of God's other words, love, then they understand you, and they start listening to you.
yeah.
If you preach love. Now, what were the Mary Bakers? The divine principle. Go through them. What were the 7 words?
Oh,
Life, truth, love, mind, soul, spirit. Well, you start with principle. Life, truth, love,
Love,
mind,
spirit.
soul,
All right.
spirit.
Now, that's too fast. Go through them one by one now.
Life.
Isn't the first one divine principle?
yes,
love,
principle, life, truth,
spirit,
Love.
soul.
mind, soul, spirit. That's the circle. That's the circle of the spiritual universe that we live in.
Did she have an order that she said them in?
Yeah, I just told it to you.
Are you sure that's the order she said
I'm
them?
positive.
Because I think the order was divine principle.
That's principle, divine
Wait.
principle.
Wait. I think the order was divine principle, life, love, mind, soul, spirit, and truth.
Well, you can say it any way you want, but in the science and health it says life, truth, love, mind, soul. Starts with principle.
Okay, honey, do you
Right,
know where
principle.
it says that?
Well, I will find out when I get home. It's in recapitulation.
I have only 3 books left, honey, out of 12.
Yeah, that's good.
I read Science and Health from cover to cover last year. Again.
What'd you say?
I read the whole Science and Health from cover to cover again last year.
Now let me ask you, what good did that do the world?
Well, if it gives me a better understanding, I can better relate to the people
I-
in the world.
That's true.
I don't think you heard me. What good does that do the world?
Well, if I have a better understanding of the truth, I can relate better to people.
You can heal. That's what it does. It heals.
All right. Did reading Science and Health cover to cover help you heal this
Well,
past year?
You saw healing with Amy.
Other than that,
I don't know.
you don't know.
Hmm.
If you're going to spend a year reading a book, you don't know whether it helped the world.
I don't know.
Many healings happen throughout the day. For everybody. It's instantaneous. There's instantaneous healings all over the world. And there's Christian Science churches all over the world. And the only thing there is divine science.